Start now. And Terrence, you might want to mute your microphone because there's so much noise in your Starbucks that it takes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No worries at all. Don't worry about it. I'm delighted you showed up. Well, hi everybody. If there is anybody watching this, my name is Rob Gordon, and this is the 4th virtual co-working session we've had for entrepreneurs. I had several people commit, I thought, pretty firmly, and then didn't show up, and I didn't get a message from them. We're going to have to do something about that because RSVPs seem to mean something different in the internet world than they do in the online or in the real world. And you know, these things do take a little bit of energy to put on, and you know, at least if you've committed to be in the green room, I'd like to get a firmer commitment next time, if there is a next time, because you know, this is kind of frustrating for me. This should be really brief since not too many people showed up. Terrence Chang is here. Terrence, don't come back on yet. He's in a Starbucks, and it's a little bit noisy in there, so he's muted his microphone. So since there's only me, I'm going to do my own. I had a miniature presentation that should take like less than 2 minutes, a little bit about what I'm up to. I'm gonna talk about that, and real briefly, so at least I'll get my own interests in, which I never do kind of very well. I made a presentation last night on Google Slides. I don't think I'm even going to do the whole screen share thing. So I'm going to do screen share out here on Google. So if you just give me a second, I'm just going to tell you what I'm up to. And if I freeze, which happens sometimes when you do a screen share, just bear with me. Okay, like I hope people can see this. I've got like just a second. Okay, apparently this is on the screen. I'm not going to do the whole screen share in Google Slides. I'll just leave it with, you know, as it's working. One of the reasons I'm doing this is people have a hard time getting me because I've got some wild futuristic projects, and I've got some short-term real-world projects, and those kind of get all mixed up and bundled up, and so I'm trying to, you know, people say they have a hard time getting what I do, so I'm trying to clarify that a little bit. So I've got 2 kinds of projects here: the pragmatic, real-world, the make-a-living projects, and the visionary, dreamer, change-the-world projects. They merge a little bit, but I'm looking for help on both of these. So if you hear anything I say that kind of strikes a chord, let me know. I'm starting at the lowest real-world projects. Let's get this. The lowest level, that's probably not the right word. The most basic thing I'm doing right now to make a living, to give people some valuable services. I have a professional services offer. I've posted mostly on Google+, also on Craigslist, which kind of gets some interesting characters on there. It's 10 hours of professional services for only $250. That actually causes some suspicion from some people because it's so low. I almost lose money from doing it. Almost, but not quite. It's kind of like putting my best and final offer up front. But with 10 hours, I can pretty much guarantee I get something done for you. So it's the kind of thing where I don't want a ton of negotiation. Some people try to split that in half. I think that's kind of silly. It's like, this is my best and final offer. It includes project planning, scheduling and organizing, business writing and content, technical writing and documentation. Did I spell documentation wrong? It's a bad move there. I'll have to fix that. Systems requirements analysis, which is kind of a catch-all, but looking at your business systems, everything you do, and like assessing what you need, and maybe even doing a little bit of development. So that's on the table. I'm actively looking for that. If you want to talk to me about it, ping me anytime, anybody. I've gotten a number of, working in a number of new industries. I can guarantee you're going to be happy with this because I'll just work more if you're not. So I can leave you with something successful. You'll be left in a different place if you do this. Second thing I've got going on is this is one step up from this. This is called Action Planning Associates, which is a company name. It's not very well developed yet, but I'm working towards building a small business advisory group. I know lots of people, lots of different skills, and I'd like to bring some of those people together to be able to help other people for money. This is not a kumbaya thing. There would be management of technology projects, be somewhat business and venture acceleration, help your project go faster. So sort of the project management, task management work I do, project organization. This will involve a network of professional associates, as I just said. So Terrence Chang, who's on the line with us, has a number of great skills, development, and a lot of other things. And the last point is this would have to include incentives for finding and selling projects. So if you found a project for us, you would be paid. And if you participate in the marketing, you didn't find it, but if you helped market a project, if you wrote proposals or something like that, you would be paid for that. I won't go into it now, but I've got a very, very fair plan for that. That if you want to talk to me about it, let's talk. But I've already posted what it is. It would be too complicated to go into it now. It's basically a 5% finder's fee, 15% for the marketing, 70% for the work itself, and then a 10% overhead. So just super fair, and you can make money a lot of different ways if you want to do that. But we got to get it going. So that's that. Now here we're getting into the dreamer projects. Now this is one step up for this. I would like to start a virtual accelerator for micro enterprise, for small business, for solopreneurs, anybody who has a little bit of a venture they'd like to get going. This is really kind of a big, complicated deal. I think a lot of people might have tried to do this, but here's the elements I think it should have. It should have some kind of roadmap for new business development. Now, what we know is that one size does not fit all, because I read just tons and tons of startup material and entrepreneurial material, and they all give advice about startups like pearls before swine. But what this would be every single step you would need to start a new business, but then somehow you would get some help cherry picking those individual steps. Then there would have to be some kind of an assessment tool to show you what you should do. For example, this is maybe not a big example. One small step would be produce a logo. Now, one person I had a conversation with in one of our meetings said, I've come to the conclusion that there should be two steps to logo creation. One should be just a quick and dirty, you go onto one of the online tools, make a quick one, and the other should be a more creative marketing effort. Because people get stuck, this is just a little step, but people just get stuck on that step a long while. Or you may even decide to skip that step. Well, I don't need a logo right now, let's go to this. So this would be a custom strategy for each client. There would be both video courseware and exercises. I've got a great outline for that. And there would be peer mentoring and brain trust teams where we would meet by video conference. And I like the idea of everybody having their own individual team, and those teams being interlocking. So for instance, you would have a team totally dedicated to your interests, then you would be on another team totally dedicated to someone else's interests. If anybody's followed the work we did on the virtual brain trust, very similar to that. So this is just a sketchy outline of what we're doing. And I'm giving myself 5 minutes. I've probably already gone over it. So let me go into the last thing. This is a big, hairy, lofty goal, a global community for entrepreneurs. Now, depending on how you look at it, you can say we're already there. You could theoretically have 10 guys, different countries, kind of working together, cooperating a little bit, collaborating a little bit. And you could say, I have a global community for entrepreneurs. But do you really? And I don't know what the success metric is when you really know whether you do or not. But here's some of the elements I have in place. I have the entrepreneur, self-employed, and small business community, 70,000 plus members. So you could argue, well, that's already a global community for entrepreneurs. I'm not sure it is. Google makes it extraordinarily difficult to build communities. I can't even, not only can I not email these people, I don't even know who they are. And their database makes it impossible to know who they are. So that's a major, major problem. I have a world.com membership site, which is actually very good, but it doesn't have any traction. But basically, I hacked that out of a dating application. Very, very good complete lookup engine, a lot of good features. I would like anybody who's interested in this to join that. The application, not totally easy, but you should be able to get through it in less than 2 minutes. And if you could do that for a favor for me, I'd appreciate it. And if you're a person with good open source skills, I really, really need a partner on this. I have the world's Google Startups page, a couple thousand members, has a little bit of traction. We're starting to do these kinds of broadcasts from there. And then member programs, this is just a catch-all for all the different things we're trying to do, including this, I'm forgetting the name of it. This program we're doing for co-working. So, you know, basically that's it. I'm going to unscreen share now if I can find. And that's my whole presentation. 1 second. And we'll see if anybody's still with us. And now my thing's not coming back. We're frozen. Okay, I'm going to try to get this back. Okay, Terrence, are you still with us? If you are, could you unmute? Terrence, did you lose?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, Terrence, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Now, don't worry about the background noise. Tell us what you're working on, what your most current ventures are, and then you and I will maybe conference for a few minutes privately. I'm sorry other people didn't show up. I'm very grateful that you did. I think I would have been pretty depressed.
Well, I hope not too many people are watching, and I can hear my own noise in the background.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
But anyway, I've been doing a lot of Google Maps virtual tour for local business because I have a local advertising business for any type of local business. So it's an add-on service for me to bring more value to the customer. But what I really want to do is somehow location-based mobile application. But I have few ideas, but haven't got anything done yet at this moment.
Can you talk about the ideas or not?
Talk about what? Oh, talk about the idea?
Yeah, your local. Yeah.
Well, since my local advertising business is related to more like a coupon business, so businesses can post their coupon online and people can search on the search engine and find it. I don't have a mobile app for my current advertising website. So that's something I want to add on. But I really want to be able to add more function instead of just showing people the coupon nearby their location. I want to be able to make more like WhatsApp or messaging type of mobile app. So, but since there's a lot of mobile app already doing messenger type of app, so I need to find out what's more I can do to differentiate my app than others.
Okay. I saw an application on the entrepreneurs community that was kind of fascinating, and it didn't look like it was that hard to develop. But basically, it was they used Google Maps, and I think they called it the Entrepreneurs Map or something. And they had a real simple registration system, and then people could search for entrepreneurs right in their area. It was real simple. I'll dig up the link, but it might be something you want to look at. I tried to write them, and they didn't answer me. So I'd like to learn more about that. Well, tell me a little bit more about your business. Are you still doing programming? Because I know you're a good programmer.
Yeah, I'm still Yes, I'm still doing programming. At the moment, I build a website for businesses on WordPress. I also do independent consulting to write a custom program and integrate with their existing database. The front end will be PHP. The back end can be Oracle, MySQL, or SQL Server database, or even NoSQL.
Okay. Now, the one thing I did not mention in my presentation, I thought of putting on an extra slide, and I would still love this, the P2P, the peer-to-peer context management system. I still think that would work. I've learned more since we were talking about it. But basically the idea was that there is a technology called WebRTC that's embedded in the browsers, in Chrome and in Firefox, not in Explorer yet, that allows direct communications between browsers without going through a central server. I thought that would be ideal for a contact management system or a CMS, customer management system, customer relationship management system. And I think I know how to do it now. So maybe you and I can talk about, maybe I can reopen that can of worms. But Terrence, I'm going to sign off the live part, and I'd like to talk to you privately a little bit. But you're also a photographer, are you not?
Yes, I love taking photos.
And I think I heard you mention you're actually doing three-dimensional, I don't know the word, three-dimensional panoramic photos, is that?
Yeah, it's for Google Maps virtual tour. It's like a street view, but inside the restaurant.
Interesting. And how do you do that? I mean, I can envision something like carousel with a bunch of cameras. What does the camera look like?
Well, it's a regular DSLR camera with the 1/8 lens and the tripod and the panel head. It's quite expensive. I invest about $4,000 for the equipment.
Ouch.
But it's paid back already. Yeah,
so you're getting little businesses, and then they can get that on their Google Plus page. Because I had a customer that was a furniture store once, and I think Google just did it for him for free or something. Maybe he paid for it. I'm not really sure. It really enhanced his Google list. It was really hot.
Yeah, a few years ago, Google offered for free, but right now they have a certified photographer like me going out to shoot for them and get paid for it.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm going to end the broadcast, the public part of this now. I'm very grateful you showed up, Terrence. Don't go away yet, because I want to talk to you privately.
Sure.
But let me this is an experiment. I was hoping we'd get a little bit beyond the experiment stage by now, where we want to start virtual co-working using Google Hangouts and Google Hangouts on Air in conjunction to give entrepreneurs another way to connect with other entrepreneurs. Been working really hard at making that happen. It's not always easy. It can be very frustrating sometimes, but I still think this will work. We're going to need people willing to commit when they actually say they're going to come. It's not going to be like, maybe I'll come. But I do think it'll work. I do want to try this again. I want it to be less energy consuming and less time consuming, because if you go to a hangout and get stuck in one for 2 hours, you just won't go the next time. I've given the example of it's like the gym. If you go to the gym and you work out for 2 hours, you might think you did great, but then you don't go the next day or the day after. So I'm kind of defeating the whole purpose by yakking on and on. We do want to try this again. Let me know if you're interested in this program. I want to get to know more people. I want to get to know people I already know at a deeper level. And then after time, maybe we'll figure out ways to work together, to give each other leads and referrals, or just kind of to know what's going on, to work less in isolation. It's especially good for solopreneurs and the self-employed. If you're watching, thank you for joining us. Let me know if you're interested in this program or anything that I talked about or Terrence talked about. Contact either of us privately. But I do thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll catch you next time. Thank you.